Okay, I am here just across from Spangler's Meadow in McAllister's Woods. And today is going to be a very special video and one of the rarest sights to be seen on the Gettysburg National Military Park. This is going to be the Charles the Taney farm, or home. Now, Charles the Taney lived in a house that sat right here, across Rock Creek from Spangler's Meadow. And I'm going to turn around about 180 degrees and I'm going to zoom, and through those trees across the creek would be Spangler's Spring, with the Indiana monuments, the 13th New Jersey over here, and the 2nd Massachusetts. Now, here on July 3rd, 1863, members of the 2nd Virginia and 13th North Carolina were inside of the house that stood here, and they used it as a sharpshooter's position to pick off those aforementioned Union groups, the 13th New Jersey, the 2nd Massachusetts, and the Indiana troops that were in Spangler's Spring, part of Colgrove's men. These Virginians and North Carolinians harassed them as they crossed the old road and then crossed Rock Creek into the Spangler Spring Culp's Hill area. It was so bad that they actually killed the stretcher bearer of the 13th New Jersey, as well as picked off many of the other troops, Union troops, that were on the other side of the creek. Now, these men were here because they had marched a long way. They had made several creek crossings and they were very tired. And they were able to find the Charles the Taney house, and it afforded them an excellent position to get inside and become safe and use it as a sharpshooter's position. Now, I'm going to walk around the ruins of the house, and you'll see that some of the outside exterior walls are still here, though broken down. The house is long gone, but it's really cool because this is a spot that's way off the battlefield. Not many people come here and visit this house. I'm sure this house was probably built in the 1830s. And again, you can see the outside walls of the house. And while I was walking around, I also noticed that one special thing that is still here and still remaining, and who knows how old it is, but the well for the house actually is still here. It's right over here on the other side of this tree. This well once provided the Taney family with their water, and more likely Confederate troops that were here on July 3rd, 1863, probably drank from this well. So this is a very neat spot here, and a little known piece of Gettysburg history in the Culp's Hill, Spangler Spring, and McAllister's Woods area of the battlefield. If I get a chance, I will post a few pictures that existed of this house that stood here. Again, this has been the Charles the Taney house here on Gettysburg Historic Walking Tours with Frank P. Marone, Jr. Now, Charles the Taney enlisted in the 1st Pennsylvania Reserves, and that particular unit was here at Gettysburg, and they fought in the wheat field. However, he was not at the action because he had been wounded and captured in battle down at the Fair Oaks campaign in Virginia in 1862. So he was not here for the action where his regiment fought at the wheat field. But this was his farm that he owned. And once a farmhouse, a well, and in a barn structure sat here Of course, during the 1863, during the battle, directly in front of us where Spangler Spring and Copp's Hill was, none of those trees were here because you could see this house from Spangler Spring. However, today with the overgrowth and directly in front of us is Rock Creek. With the overgrowth on the banks of Rock Creek today, this is so obsolete and out of the way, not many people even know about it. And as I walk over here, I'll kind of give you an idea. We're so close to Spangler Spring, yet we're so far remote. You could literally camp out here for days and probably no one would even know. Here in the distance, you're going to see a clearing right here. And through that clearing, I can actually see right now Spangler Spring. So this kind of gives you an idea of where we're at. So if you want to find the Charles the Taney farm, basically you can come off of the entrance to Copp's Hill into the Spangler Spring parking lot area here. And then you'll want to walk across the field at the 27th Indiana Monument back toward the woods area. And you'll come to Rock Creek. Now once you get Rock Creek, you'll have to go downstream a little bit, and there's a couple spots where you can cross the river via boulders that are going across the field. And then once you're able to do that, once you cross the stream, you'll see a trail that directly comes back here toward Wolf's Hill and leads over here to the ruins of the Charles the Taney farm. Charles the Taney farm, rather. And again, here's some evidence of, like I was saying, this is such a remote place. It appears that someone had a camp out here with a little bit of alcohol, and it looks like a cooking pot. So, again, this is the ruins of the Charles the Taney farm here, not far from Spangler's Meadow, in what I call probably the most peaceful and remote part of the battlefield. And this has been Secrets of the Battlefield of Gettysburg on Gettysburg Battlefield Facebook.